My child, my beloved, I am calling you now because time is running out. A sacred voice from the realms above has pierced the quiet of this night. It is your mother's spirit, present with you as you take in these words. Archangel Michael brings this message: do not turn away from this calling. For if you let this moment slip by, it may never come again. The heavens are stirring, and your name is resounding through the halls of divine light. She is softly sharing a final revelation with you, a truth that remained veiled while she walked the earth, a secret she could not reveal until her spirit crossed into eternity. This is your final invitation. Open your heart wide. Remain with me through every word, for a miracle awaits you at the end. Listen with your soul. If these words awaken something within you, be sure to subscribe now, so you never miss another message from the divine, for what you are about to receive could transform your life. The angels are attentive. The heavens are witnessing your decision. Will you listen, or will you turn away from the voice that pleads for your attention? My beloved, the heavens are weighty tonight with a message that cannot be delayed. The boundary between this world and the everlasting has been lifted. From that timeless place, your mother's voice has reached through. She is not lost as you once believed. She stands nearer than your own breath, closer than the rhythm of your heart. She has pleaded with the Creator for one more chance to speak to you. Archangel Michael himself has carried her words through the fires of heaven to place them before you now. This is no coincidence. This is not by chance. You have been led here because the divine knows that if you do not receive this message now, a destined moment will be lost forever, a moment written into your story before you ever drew breath. There are truths that remain hidden while a soul is bound to the earth. Secrets unspoken, feelings left unsaid, words suspended between the living and those who have crossed over. Your mother carried these truths with her as she entered eternity. Now, she trembles in the light, for her love for you is stronger than the silence of the grave. She could not rest until you received this final message. She could not journey deeper into the gardens of paradise until she whispered into your heart the words she never spoke while on earth. That is why she pleaded with Archangel Michael to bring this to you tonight, urgently, before the sands in the hourglass run out and her voice fades once more into the silence of forever. Listen closely, for she does not speak of trivial things. She speaks of the road you are walking, of the dangers that surround you, of those who claim to love you but hide a blade behind their smiles. She speaks of the miracle that has been written with your name upon it, a miracle so near you can almost feel it, yet so delicate that a single wrong step could cause it to vanish. She speaks of her prayers, every tear she shed for you while she lived, every sleepless night she covered you with whispered blessings no one else could hear. She tells you those prayers did not end with her passing, but rose like sweet incense to the throne of the Most High, where even now they burn before the altar, crying out for your protection and your blessing. Do not take these words lightly. Heaven does not speak in vain, and God does not waste his voice. The very fact that you are here, hearing this message now, means that eternity itself has bent down to intervene in your life. Something is unfolding, something powerful, something that cannot be reversed. You are being cautioned, but you are also being prepared. Your mother's love has opened a doorway through which God himself is about to step. But you must be awake. You must be watchful. Do not dismiss this as mere chance or coincidence. For if you turn away, you turn not only from her final message, but from the very hand of God reaching out to you. Archangel Michael declares, this is the last warning before the page turns. You are standing at the edge of a new chapter, one that will either lift you into the miracle prepared for you, or leave you in the shadow of regret. In this moment, your mother's words are the compass in your hand. She urges you to remain strong. She urges you to watch for the signs. She urges you to trust the gentle nudges in your spirit that others may mock or ignore. She urges you to believe in the impossible, for heaven is already moving on your behalf. And my beloved, if this message stirs even the smallest part of your soul, do not hesitate. Subscribe now, for these are not the last words heaven will send you. There are more messages, more truths, more warnings, and more miracles waiting to be revealed. But if you miss them, if you let the noise of the world drown out the voice of the divine, you risk walking in darkness while the path of light was open before you. Subscribe not just as a gesture, but as a commitment to remain connected to the stream of divine revelation that is flowing toward you in this season of your life. Your mother's voice trembles with light as she speaks your name. She says she has watched you in the quiet hours, when you thought no one saw your tears, when you believed your pain was hidden behind a brave face. She says that even in heaven, she could not turn her gaze from you, for a mother's love is eternal and cannot be broken, even when the body returns to the earth. She wants you to know this: every struggle you have faced has been woven into a greater tapestry, and none of it has been wasted. The nights you questioned God, the days you carried burdens too heavy for your shoulders, the betrayals that wounded you deeply, all of it was seen, all of it was counted, and all of it is being redeemed even now. She says, the moment is near when the pain you have endured will be answered with a miracle so radiant that even your adversaries will be left in awe. And Archangel Michael, standing with a sword of blazing light, confirms this message. He proclaims that the battle around you is fiercer than you know. That forces of darkness have tried to weave snares around your destiny, but they have failed, for your name is inscribed in the fire of God. Michael says he has been sent to guard you, to stand at the threshold of your home, to surround your steps with angelic hosts. He says the enemy has been whispering lies into the ears of those around you, stirring envy, sowing suspicion, turning hearts against you. But he reminds you, what God has sealed, no enemy can undo. Your miracle is not in the hands of people. It is not in the words of those who scheme against you. It is not in the shadows of jealousy. It rests in the throne room of heaven, where your mother's prayers still thunder. And heaven has already decided. You are chosen. You are protected. You are being lifted, even now, into a new season that cannot be stopped. But you must remain vigilant, dear one. Your mother's spirit cautions you that the greatest threats are not always the obvious ones. The real danger often hides in subtle compromises, in small distractions, in voices that seem harmless but are meant to gently pull you away from the path of light. She urges you to listen closely to your inner guidance, for God is speaking to you through signs you may have overlooked. The repeating numbers, the sudden dreams, the quiet nudges that warned you not to trust certain faces, these are all messages from the divine. She says, you must not ignore them any longer. If you honor these gentle whispers, they will shield you from heartbreak, from deception, from loss. But if you turn away, you may stumble into a snare that was never meant for you. This is why she has come. This is why heaven has parted the veil tonight, to protect you, to awaken you before it is too late. As you take in these words, notice how the atmosphere around you shifts. Heaven is not distant. It has drawn near to you in this very moment. The angels are leaning close. The Spirit of God is moving through these words. Your heart may beat differently, your soul may recognize the truth. Do not be surprised if you feel a chill, if your eyes well up, if a weight lifts from your chest even now. This is the touch of heaven, confirming that these are not empty words, but the living voice of the Eternal. God speaks, my beloved child, I have heard your cries. I have seen your pain, and I am not late. I am moving now. My precious one, do not stop here. Do not rush away. Do not treat this lightly. For the next moments hold the key to your breakthrough. If you turn away too soon, you may miss the very instruction that will unlock your miracle. Remain until the end. Stay because your mother has more to reveal. Stay because Archangel Michael has not finished his warning. Stay because the hand of God is reaching for you. And if you reach back in faith, everything can change in an instant. And I remind you once more, if this message is stirring your spirit, do not forget to subscribe now, for the words of heaven are being revealed piece by piece, and the next message will come soon. If you disconnect, you may miss the very sign you have been praying for. Subscribing here is not just about a channel, it is about keeping your heart connected to the river of divine truth that is flowing. Do it now, and let heaven see your readiness. Your mother says the time of wandering in confusion is over. She has watched you doubt yourself, question if you are truly loved, if you are truly chosen, if God really hears your prayers. She wants you to know with absolute certainty, you have never been forgotten. Every prayer you whispered in the darkness, every cry that escaped your lips when no one else was listening, was heard by the one who created the stars. She herself carried those prayers upward like a sacred offering, and they are still alive before the throne of God. She wants you to stop doubting your worth, for heaven has already declared it. You are more precious than gold, more valuable than kingdoms, more treasured than the world itself. This is why the battle around you has been so fierce, because the enemy knows that if you awaken fully to who you are, nothing will be able to stop the destiny written over your life. Archangel Michael now speaks with authority. He says there are people around you who are secretly afraid of your rising, and that is why they have tried to delay you. Some have smiled at you while hiding envy in their hearts. Some have spoken softly but twisted their words against you when you were not present. Some even pretended to protect you while quietly planting doubts in your path. Michael says their schemes will collapse, for heaven has drawn a line around you. He says that in the coming days, masks will fall and you will see clearly who is for you and who is against you. But you must not fear this revelation, for the truth will not harm you, it will set you free. God says, I would rather you walk alone in the light than be surrounded by shadows who pretend to be friends. Prepare your heart, for clarity is coming, and with it, your freedom. Your mother's spirit draws closer, her words gentle and full of love. She says, you carry a strength you do not even realize. She remembers when you were small, when she held your hand and prayed in silence that you would grow into someone who could weather any storm. She says those prayers are the reason you are still standing, the reason you survived what should have broken you. Do not underestimate yourself any longer. Do not measure your future by the failures of your past. The person you once were is gone. The person you are becoming is greater than even she imagined. She says she is proud of you, prouder than words can express. And that pride is not hers alone. It is God's pride over his beloved child, a soul who did not give up even when the weight of the world pressed down. And now the Spirit of God speaks directly, clear and undeniable. My child, you are entering a season of divine reversal. What was meant to harm you will turn to your good. What was taken from you will be restored many times over. Doors that were slammed in your face will open, not by human hands, but by my command. The tears you shed in secret will become the testimony you share in the open. Those who mocked your pain will witness your restoration. And they will know it was not luck, not coincidence, not chance, it was my hand upon you. Do not fear the delay, for delay is not denial. Do not fear the silence, for silence is the womb where miracles are formed. Even now, behind the scenes, I am working, arranging, aligning. You are closer than you think. You are nearer to breakthrough than your eyes can see. Your mother's voice returns, soft as a whisper in your ear. Be careful, my child. She warns that not everyone who suddenly shows interest in you is sent by God. Some are drawn to your light, not to honor it, but to drain it. She says that in this next season, discernment will be your greatest shield. Pray before you trust. Listen before you leap. Watch how people act when you are in need. That will reveal their true hearts. She wishes she could still shield you with her arms, but now she covers you with her prayers. And those prayers are not weak. They are like fire encircling you, even as you sleep. Archangel Michael's voice rises again. Do not fear the shadows that gather against you. He says the battle grows most intense just before the victory is delivered. That is why things may have felt heavier lately, why sudden setbacks have appeared, why storms have come out of nowhere. The enemy senses your breakthrough is near, and this is his last attempt to hold you back. But Michael assures you, the battle is already won. Stand firm. Do not give in to despair. Do not let weariness convince you to surrender. For the dawn is breaking, and the light will reveal that you were protected all along. And now the Lord Himself declares, I am about to open a door that no one can close. He says, you will recognize it because it will not come through striving, not through manipulation, not through begging for approval. It will arrive suddenly, smoothly, undeniably. It will bring peace with it. It will feel like the missing piece you have been searching for. And when it comes, you will know, this is what all the waiting was for. This is what all the pain prepared you for. This is the blessing your mother's prayers have paved the way for. Do not doubt when it arrives. Walk through boldly. It is yours. Your mother's voice carries a deep tenderness as she continues, her words trembling with urgency. She has witnessed the silent battles you fight, the way you offer a smile while your heart is heavy, the strength you give to others even when you feel like collapsing inside. She wants you to know that none of this has been in vain. She pleads with you not to believe the lie that your kindness has been wasted, or that your love has gone unnoticed. Heaven has been watching. Every act of patience, every time you forgave when you could have chosen bitterness, every sacrifice you made when no one applauded, these are treasures stored in eternity. They are not forgotten, and God has written them in His book of remembrance. Very soon, you will see the harvest of all that quiet sowing. And when it comes, you will realize that not a single tear was wasted. Archangel Michael steps forward again, his words burning away the shadows. He declares that the enemy has tried to plant exhaustion in your spirit, whispering that it would be easier to give up than to keep believing. But Michael says this is the most dangerous lie, because the enemy knows you are standing at the edge of your breakthrough. He knows that if you keep standing, keep believing, keep moving forward, even with trembling steps, you will step into what God has already prepared. Michael says, do not quit now. Do not step back. Do not let the enemy steal from you what heaven has already written with your name. He raises his sword and announces that the opposition surrounding you is collapsing even now. Forces you cannot see are being scattered. Your protection is greater than the storm against you. And then, beloved child, your mother's voice softens, gentle as when she comforted you after nightmares, when her hands brushed away your tears. She says, do you remember how I always told you to trust, even when you were afraid? I am telling you the same now. Trust. Trust the process. Trust the timing. Trust that God has not forgotten you. She says that even in her final moments on earth, her heart was praying for you, that your life would not be marked by defeat, but by victory, that you would not live in fear, but in the boldness of knowing who you are. And she says that prayer has not died. It is alive and surrounds you even now, like a shield of light. The Spirit of God interrupts with words that thunder in your soul. I am not finished with you. He says the story others wrote about you is incomplete. The judgments they made, the words they spoke, the labels they tried to attach, these are not your final chapter. God Himself is rewriting your story, and the ending will be far more glorious than the pain you have endured. He says, I will turn your scars into testimonies. I will turn your delays into divine timing. I will turn your loneliness into a stage where my love will shine brighter than ever before. You will not die in despair. You will not drown in defeat. You will rise. And in your rising, many others will rise too. For your life is not only about you. It is a beacon, a light that will guide others out of their own darkness. Your mother whispers again, urging you not to fear the changes that are coming. She says, you have clung tightly to what you know, but some of what you hold is actually holding you back. She says, when God begins to remove certain people, certain habits, certain environments, you must not resist. For these shifts are not loss, they are divine release. You are being freed from what no longer serves your destiny. She says you must trust that what leaves was never meant to stay, and what remains will carry you into your future. She says, do not mourn over doors that close, for new ones are already opening before you. Archangel Michael affirms this. He declares that in the spiritual realm, old contracts are being broken, generational chains and hidden vows spoken over your life are being shattered by the authority of heaven. He says you may feel heaviness lifting, strange dreams ending, sudden peace entering places where you once only felt chaos. This is the evidence that God is breaking cycles, ending patterns, cutting off what was never meant to control you. Michael says, you are stepping into a season where freedom will become your reality, where the same battles that tormented your family line will not touch you anymore. He says, you are the breaker. You are the one chosen to end what destroyed those before you. You are the one through whom the lineage shifts. This is why the pressure has been so great. But this is also why the victory will be so powerful. And beloved, if this message is speaking to you, if something inside you knows these words are not random, I remind you again, subscribe now so you remain connected to the flow of revelation heaven is sending. This is not just about listening once. It is about walking with the messages that are unfolding day by day. What you hear today is only the beginning. More is coming. Stronger warnings, deeper truths, greater promises. Do not miss them. Stay connected and let heaven see your faithfulness. Your mother's spirit grows firmer now, as if she cannot hold back what she must reveal. She says, there are hidden things around you that you have not yet seen. Conversations spoken behind closed doors, decisions made without your knowledge, subtle betrayals that your heart sensed but your mind dismissed. She says, heaven is about to expose these things, not to break you, but to free you. She says that for too long, shadows have lingered close, disguised as kindness, disguised as love, disguised as loyalty. But the light of God is burning away those disguises. And soon, every mask will fall. She pleads with you not to cling to those who are revealed. For once the truth comes, you must not try to hold what God Himself has uncovered. She says, my child, when God exposes, it is not cruelty, it is mercy. For how else would you be free? Archangel Michael, standing tall with his sword of flame, confirms this vision. He says he has fought battles in realms unseen to shield you from traps laid by jealous hearts. He says the enemy tried to weave nets of lies around your destiny, hoping you would entangle yourself in them, but Michael cut them down. He says that every attempt to curse you, to bind you, to limit you has already failed. You are covered in fire, and no darkness can withstand it. He warns you that when the exposure happens, you must remember this: your safety was never in their loyalty. Your safety was always in God's hand. Then your mother's tone softens again, like a lullaby carried from eternity. She knows how deeply you long for stability, for love that does not waver, for companionship that will not betray. She carried that same longing when she was alive. She prayed that God would protect your heart from counterfeit connections. She says those prayers are being answered now. She assures you that the loneliness you sometimes feel is not abandonment, it is divine protection. God is keeping you set apart, not because you are forgotten, but because you are chosen. And when the time is right, those who truly carry light, who truly honor your soul, will be placed in your path by God Himself. She says, wait. Do not rush. What heaven has prepared for you is greater than what you have been willing to settle for. The Spirit of God thunders through these words, shaking the atmosphere around you. My child, I am preparing to surprise you. The blessing will not come the way you expect. It will arrive suddenly, in an unexpected place, through an unexpected channel. You will look back and realize that the delays, the detours, the disappointments were all stepping stones leading to this exact moment. Trust me when I say I have not forgotten the details. I know your needs more deeply than you can express. And I will answer not with barely enough, but with overflow. Your story will shift so quickly that those who once pitied you will not understand how you rose so fast. And you will not rise by your own strength, but by my hand. Your mother's voice returns, gentle and insistent, urging you to remain sensitive to the signs. She reminds you that God has already been speaking to you in subtle ways, through repeating numbers, through dreams, through the sudden stirring of your spirit when you meet certain people. She asks you not to dismiss these signs as mere coincidence, for they are markers along your path. She says, when you notice them, pause and listen, for in that moment, God is reaching out to capture your attention. She pleads with you not to move blindly, but to walk with awareness, because the enemy has tried to confuse you with distractions. Yet she assures you, if you lean into the whispers, you will never be misled. She confides, I could not guide you fully when I was on earth, but now I am closer than ever before, and my prayers are woven into the very guidance God sends you. Archangel Michael's voice rises once more, declaring with authority that the chains of financial struggle around you are breaking. He says the lack you have endured, the cycles of scarcity and uncertainty, are coming to an end. He proclaims that heaven has released provision, and it is on its way to you. He urges you not to fear the numbers you see in your account, for the resources of heaven are far greater. What you see is temporary, but what God releases is eternal. Michael warns you not to be deceived by opportunities that seem too quick, too flashy, too tempting, for not every open door is from God. But he promises you will recognize the right door, for it will bring peace, not pressure, clarity, not confusion. And when you walk through it, you will find not only provision for yourself, but overflow for those connected to you. And beloved child, your mother smiles now through tears of joy. She says, the miracle that is coming is not only for you, but for the generations that will follow. The choices you make now will echo far into the future. The chains that have broken from your life will never touch your children, your grandchildren, or those who come after you. You are the turning point, the one who shifts the story of your family. Do not underestimate what your obedience is unlocking, for the choices you make in faith today will build a legacy of light tomorrow. The Spirit of God concludes this portion with a promise that cannot be shaken: I will do it quickly. I will do it suddenly. I will do it in a way that no one can deny it was my hand. You will stand in awe. Your enemies will be silenced. Your friends will rejoice. And your soul will know peace like never before. Stay with me. Trust me. Do not turn back. And in that moment, you realize this message is not just words, it is a covenant being spoken over your life. Your mother's words come now with a trembling urgency, as if she knows the moment for you to decide is drawing near. She says she has seen the weariness in your soul, the way you sometimes wonder if it is worth continuing, if hope is still alive, if miracles are still possible for you. She pleads with you not to surrender to despair. She remembers your strength when you were young, the fire in your eyes, the innocence that believed anything was possible. She wants you to know that heaven has not forgotten that spark. It still burns within you. Though the storms of life have tried to smother it, she says, "My child, do not bury your hope. Do not bury your dreams. What God planted in you cannot be destroyed. It has only been waiting for its season, and that season is drawing near." Archangel Michael speaks with authority, his voice ringing like a trumpet over a battlefield. He says the opposition you are facing is not a sign that God has abandoned you. It is a sign that you are close to breakthrough. He declares that the increase in resistance is proof that the enemy is desperate, for he knows his grip is slipping. Michael reminds you that you are not weak, you are not helpless, and you are not alone. He says, "I have been sent to fight for you, to shield you, to clear the path ahead. Do not fear the rising storm, for the storm will break before you do." He says the heaviness you have been feeling is not defeat, it is the pressure of birth. Something new is being born in your life. And just as labor pains come before delivery, so too does this intensity come before the miracle. Your mother leans closer, her words filled with both love and warning. She says that in the days to come, you must guard your heart carefully. There will be voices that try to discourage you, people who laugh at your faith, who tell you that you are wasting your time believing in what you cannot see. She says you must not let their doubt poison your spirit. For God is not asking you to explain yourself to them, He is asking you to trust Him. She says, "Remember, my beloved, Noah looked like a fool until the rain came. Joseph seemed forgotten until the palace doors opened. David appeared weak until the giant fell. And so too will you seem small in the eyes of others until the moment God reveals the greatness He has been preparing in you. Then the voice of the Lord breaks through with power. I am not a man that I should lie. What I have spoken, I will fulfill. I have already written the dates and times of your deliverance. Nothing and no one can delay what is appointed for you. The season of hiddenness is ending, and the season of manifestation is beginning. What you prayed for in tears will soon appear before your eyes in joy. I am about to prove myself faithful. Watch, for I will make even your enemies witnesses to what I do for you. Your mother smiles softly now, tears of joy in her spirit. She wishes she could hold you the way she once did, but she wants you to know that her prayers are holding you even more powerfully than her arms ever could. She has asked God to surround you with favor, to cover you with mercy, to guide your steps so carefully that you cannot miss what He has prepared. She sees angels walking beside you, carrying the answers to prayers you thought were forgotten. She says, "Do not give up now. The answers are nearer than you think. And when they come, you will know that I never stopped loving you, never stopped praying for you, and never stopped believing in the greatness God placed inside you." Archangel Michael raises his sword and proclaims that generational curses are being broken. He says the struggles that haunted your family, the cycles of disappointment, the repeated patterns of loss, these will not touch you any longer. You are the one chosen to break the chain, to rewrite the story, to stand where others fell. You are the interruption in your bloodline, the one heaven has selected to end the curse and begin the blessing. Because of this, the resistance has been greater, but the victory will be greater too. Soon, you will see doors opening that no one in your family ever walked through. You will step into blessings that others only dreamed of. And your children, and their children, will inherit light instead of darkness because of your faith. The Spirit of God speaks again, this time with a gentleness that feels like an embrace from eternity. I am healing you not only in your body, but in your mind, your heart, your memories. He says he is reaching into the deep places, the wounds you carry silently, the disappointments you buried because they were too painful to face. I am touching those places now. I am restoring what was broken. I am giving you peace where there was torment, joy where there was sorrow, strength where there was weakness. This healing will not be temporary. It will be lasting. It will be complete, and it will prepare you for the new season that is coming. And beloved, your mother adds her final words for this moment. She says she is proud of you, not because of perfection, but because of your endurance. She has watched you fall and rise again, break and mend again, cry and still believe again. That is the proof of your strength. That is why heaven has not let go of you. That is why Archangel Michael himself is standing guard. Because you are not just surviving, you are being shaped for greatness. She urges you to keep walking, to keep believing, to keep opening your heart to the voice of God. Because the best is not behind you, it is ahead. Your mother's presence grows stronger now, her voice pressing gently against the walls of your heart. She says she must reveal something you have overlooked, something you thought was mere coincidence, but was actually the hand of God guiding you. She says there were times when danger was near, when choices you almost made would have led to harm, but suddenly things shifted, doors closed, or people withdrew. She says those moments were not rejection, they were protection. Heaven intervened to keep you safe. She says, do not mourn what did not work out. Do not grieve over the things you lost. What you thought was the end was actually your rescue. One day you will thank God for every door that closed, because each one was saving you from a trap you could not see. Archangel Michael speaks next, his words filled with fire. He declares that you are entering a time where the lies spoken about you will be silenced. People may have misunderstood you, twisted your words, painted you in a light that was never true. Those false pictures have tried to linger over your reputation, but heaven is lifting them off now. Michael says the truth will rise. Your name will be restored, and those who once mocked you will be forced to acknowledge the light within you. He warns that vindication is near, but it will not come by your own defending, it will come by the hand of God Himself. And when it comes, it will be undeniable. Your mother whispers through tears, remembering the times you longed for her approval and guidance. She may not have spoken enough words when she was alive, but she wants you to know that she always believed in you. She saw greatness in you when others overlooked it. She carried that faith into eternity, and now she pleads with you to carry it for yourself. She says, stop doubting who you are. Stop comparing yourself to others. Stop believing you are behind. In God's timing, you are exactly where you are meant to be. She tells you that the delay has been preparation. And when the right moment comes, you will be launched so quickly, it will feel as if years of waiting vanished overnight. The Spirit of God interjects with words that are both firm and gentle. I am aligning everything for your good. You may not see it yet, but connections are being arranged, opportunities are being shaped, doors are being prepared. Trust me with the unseen. Trust me with the silence. I am working while you rest, moving while you wait, building while you wonder. He promises that the outcome will astonish you, that what you receive will be far greater than what you expected. And in that moment, you will understand why the wait was so long, because the blessing required perfect timing, not rushed timing. Your mother smiles again, this time with peace. She sees the angels assigned to you, warriors of light who walk unseen but never leave your side. She says you may feel alone, but you are surrounded. When you wake with fear in the night, it is those angels who stand guard. When you walk into uncertain places, it is those angels who shield your steps. She says, do not fear the path ahead. You are not walking it alone. You are covered, surrounded, guarded by heaven itself. Archangel Michael lifts his sword once more and declares that a new season is dawning for you. He says the struggles you faced in the last season were training, shaping, refining. You are stronger than you realize, wiser than you know, more prepared than you feel. Soon you will see why the fire was necessary, because gold shines brighter after the flames. He promises you will step into opportunities where your past battles will become testimonies that inspire others. What once shamed you will soon be the story that proves God's glory in your life. The Spirit of God speaks with power. Now I am doing a new thing, and you shall see it. Your life will not repeat the failures of the past. The cycles of disappointment are breaking. The chains of fear are shattering. The patterns of loss are ending. You are not cursed. You are chosen. You are not forgotten. You are beloved. And what is written over your life cannot be erased. His words flow like rivers of fire, etching themselves into your soul. Your mother adds one more truth, urging you not to lose heart when people walk away. She says you have been hurt by abandonment, but what you called abandonment was actually pruning. God was removing what would have hindered your growth. She says, do not run after those who left. Do not beg for doors to reopen. For what God removes, He replaces with better. And soon you will see why it was necessary. She knows it hurts, but the pain is temporary and the blessing will last forever. And finally, the Lord declares, I am near to you, closer than your breath, closer than your heartbeat. Trust me now, for this is your hour of rising. Your mother's presence feels closer now, as if her spirit is sitting quietly beside you. She shares that in heaven, she has been shown glimpses of your future, moments you cannot yet see, but moments that are already written in the divine plan. She has seen you smiling in places where you once wept, standing strong where you once felt weak, walking in abundance where you once struggled. She has seen those who doubted you stand in silence as God's favor shines upon you. She says, my child, the pain you carry is not the end of your story. It is the soil where your testimony is growing. Soon, what hurt you will become the very thing that reveals God's love for you. She pleads with you to hold on just a little longer, to endure just a little further, because the shift is closer than your eyes can see. Archangel Michael steps forward, his words cutting through the air like lightning. He declares that every attack sent against you in secret has been overturned. He says there were people who smiled at you while speaking curses in hidden places, but those words have no power. He has struck them down with the authority of heaven. Michael proclaims, no weapon formed against you shall prosper, for you are marked with the seal of God's protection. He explains that the enemy has tried to wear you down through delays, setbacks, and disappointments. But he reminds you that the closer you get to breakthrough, the harder the enemy fights. This battle is the final wave before your victory. He says, stand firm. Do not surrender. What you are about to walk into will make sense of everything you have endured. Your mother's voice softens, filled with compassion. She says she has felt your loneliness, those moments when you wished for her presence, when you longed for her guidance. She wants you to know that her prayers have never ceased in heaven. She is still interceding for you, still speaking your name before God's throne. The love between a mother and child is eternal, and that bond cannot be broken by death. Even when you feel alone, you are surrounded by love, her love, heaven's love, and God's love that never fails. She encourages you to trust that every unanswered question, every sleepless night, every ache in your soul has been heard by the one who sees all. The Spirit of God speaks with calm authority. I am the God who redeems time. He knows how you feel the years slipping away, how you fear that too much time has been lost. But He promises that He can restore what was stolen, that He can make up for lost seasons in a single moment of blessing. Do not fear the ticking clock, for I am outside of time, and I hold your times in my hand. He assures you that you are not behind, that you are exactly where you need to be for the miracle that is unfolding. When my moment arrives, everything will happen suddenly, and you will look back and wonder why you ever doubted. Your mother smiles gently, her words carrying hope. She knows you have felt weary of waiting, weary of fighting, weary of hoping. But she reminds you that endurance is never wasted. It is building the strength you will need for the blessings ahead. She says, God is not cruel. He is not dangling promises just to tease you. He is shaping you so that when the blessing comes, you will be able to carry it well. She is proud of your strength, proud of your resilience, proud that you have not given up even when you wanted to. She urges you to believe that the next chapter of your life will be better than anything you have yet known. Archangel Michael raises his sword once more and declares that new doors are opening for you. He says you will step into opportunities that were locked to you before. You will find favor with people who once overlooked you, and you will see paths appear where there was only blockage before. He warns you not to rush through every door, for not every opportunity is divine. But He promises you will know the difference, for the door that is from God will bring peace, not pressure. He says, walk boldly when the right door opens. Do not hesitate, for the time will be short and the opportunity will be clear. The Spirit of God speaks again, this time with the sound of promise. I am preparing to surprise you with joy. The heaviness you have carried will soon be replaced by laughter, the kind of laughter that comes from relief, from sudden blessing, from unexpected breakthroughs. You will laugh again. You will rejoice again. And the sound of your joy will silence the voices of doubt around you. He assures you that His word never returns empty, and what He has promised you will not be delayed much longer. Your mother finishes this portion with one last plea. She tells you to stay open, to keep your faith alive, to refuse to let bitterness poison your heart. She knows how hard it is to forgive, but forgiveness is the key that unlocks the next season. She says, do not hold grudges, for they weigh down your spirit. Release them and you will rise higher. Release them and you will step more freely into what God has prepared. She promises that the moment you let go, you will feel heaven's hand lift you into a peace you have never known before. Your mother's voice deepens with a mixture of sorrow and strength, as though she knows the battles you still face. She has seen you struggle with questions that never leave your mind, questions of why certain things happened, why some prayers seemed unanswered, why certain people left your life when you needed them most. She cannot erase the pain of those moments, but she can help you see the truth behind them. She tells you those losses were not punishment, they were preparation. God never takes without the intention to give greater. Every closed hand was meant to make room for His open hand. Every ending was the beginning of something you cannot yet see. She urges you to release your grip on the past so that your hands will be open to receive what is coming next. Archangel Michael speaks firmly, his voice like thunder echoing through eternity. You are entering a time of separation, a season when the true will be divided from the false, when the loyal will be revealed and the deceivers exposed. This is not to frighten you, but to free you. For too long, shadows have lingered close, feeding off your light. But I, Michael, have been sent to drive them away. Soon you will stand in clarity, seeing with eyes sharpened by heaven. He says you will not need to fight every battle with your own strength, for angelic armies are surrounding you. He promises that even when you feel weary, they are warring for you, and no scheme of the enemy will succeed. Your mother's words soften again, filled with affection that seems to flow straight from heaven's heart. She is proud of the way you have carried yourself in silence, how you have chosen not to retaliate against those who hurt you, how you have chosen love when bitterness would have been easier. She knows the price you paid for that strength, and she assures you that heaven has recorded every sacrifice. God is not unjust. He sees, He knows, and He will repay. Every act of kindness that was ignored will return to you multiplied. Every injustice that seemed to go unpunished will be answered by His perfect timing. She says, you must keep your spirit tender, for tenderness is not weakness. It is proof that you belong to God.